right, so Mike, tell us at what age did you first become a father?
2017. So, how was I in 2017? That was 4 years ago. What, 31? So yeah, 31.
So,
I'm 35 right now. My oldest son is 4 years old.
and so when your first child was born, did you feel prepared for that moment? Did you feel prepared for fatherhood?
Prepared for fatherhood, not necessarily prepared, but his mother and I took some readiness courses to prepare us for what was to come. I feel like you never can be too prepared because everything is kind of like unknown. You never know how your child is going to come out, whether it's going to be complications or, um, anything. Like both of my children were born prematurely, not so much to where they had too many complications, but like jaundice in the hospital. Before I had a child, I never knew what jaundice was and how you treat babies, and they had to go under the light. I never had to see all of that prior to fatherhood. But yeah, as being prepared, 50% prepared.
Do you think that your upbringing, like your relationship with your father, or your childhood, any of that affected how you parent now?
For sure. My father was in my life. He was there. He had a substance abuse problem, and that hindered his ability to be the best father he can be. So I grew up, I never went without because I had that family support. But just looking back at that, for sure. But key moments, they were there. How to catch a ball, how to throw a ball, how to cut your mustache. I had all those moments with my dad, but he just had some hindrance with, his substance abuse problems that allow him to later on in my life, in my teen years, not to be there. But definitely, yes, to answer the question.
So, as a father, do you feel like your role, first of all, as a father, is appreciated?
For sure. Yes, I do.
Do you think that society values and respects the role of a father today?
I think society does. Mainstream media may portray something different, but just as while we're doing this interview, if you ask the people and get down to it, we're much appreciated. And there's definitely a need for us in the household, not just as providers, but protectors and overseers and leaders.
Do you feel that as a father, you have to switch back and forth? Do you feel like you have to take the fatherhood hat on sometimes, or do you always stay in that mode as a father, like stay prepared?
You definitely, I mean, as my oldest son grows, you definitely have to sometimes take the fatherhood hat off. You have to learn how to listen. You might have to learn how to listen as a toddler or a teenager. You might have to switch your ears a little bit. You can't always hear things as you would hear them. You got to put yourself in their shoes sometimes. So yes, you do have to take your father hat off a little bit and put some different ears on. So
Oh, my bad, go ahead.
good. Now you good.
How important do you think it is to be understanding as a father?
It's 100% needed. Like you have to be understanding. You cannot just be stuck in your own ways as a father and all you're doing is spewing your philosophy. You have to be able to listen. You have to be able to be versatile and understanding of other people's feelings per se.
What has been, talk to me about some of the more rewarding moments that you experienced, like as a dad.
Just watching my sons grow up. It's a joy watching them grow up every day. My 1-year-old, he's been walking since he's been 9 months. So that's rewarding in itself. I'm able to, my youngest son's mom, she's able to stay home right now. We're fortunate enough for that. And she's been teaching him. She's been at home with him every day. And, you can see the difference. When mom is at home with the child for the first year, the difference in their learning behavior and their eating habits and everything is great, So just the everyday, being able to be in their life every day, seeing them and watching them grow.
Do you think there's a negative relationship with the way black fathers are portrayed in the media? And if so, tell us why you think that is.
Yes, there is. There's a lot of different factors that add to the media portrayal of black men being not in the household or not being fathers. I mean, it comes long before I was born and when I was a child, from the crack era up until now. I think the big part of it starts with the music. We're forced to listen to such detrimental music every day, and we don't realize it. If we really sit down and listen to the lyrics in some of these songs that these billion-dollar companies are paying to push to the airwaves every day to detriment the public, it kind of starts there. And there's hundreds of different stigmas that are attached to, the black community. With low income black people are attached to that. Where low income comes crime. Not only black people, we know that. There's other races that have low income communities that there are crime in, but who's in the forefront? Black men.
Are you proud to be a dad?
For sure. I always wanted a family. I grew up an only child, but I had a large family. My mom has 10 siblings, so I always had lots of cousins around. But I was the only child, and I knew I always wanted at least two, and I have two now. I have 3 boys in my household. My fiance had a son by a previous relationship, so I got 3 boys in my household, and it's great watching them grow. They get to learn from me, and I get to teach them right from wrong. They get to see me being an entrepreneur. They get to see me wake up and go to work every day and make sure the house is taken care of, and all of that. So life is nothing without family.
Do you feel like, does it get overwhelming at times for you being a dad?
Definitely, being a dad, entrepreneur, having a regular 9 to 5. My mom also lives with me, and she has Parkinson's disease, dealing with that. Everyday family life, having to go out in the street, the pandemic, everything plays a factor in your stress level, but family keeps you going. You got to do this. You got children to take care of. You can't slack off. It's never a dull moment. Despite the stigmas in the world, black fathers, we are great. And I want to commend all the fathers out there that are not only working every day, but opening businesses and maintaining businesses, no matter if it's yours or someone else's. Keep doing your thing. Don't lose hope, and continue to be great.